Good evening. It's the night before the big game. But I was thinking a whole lot about this week. There's a whole lot more to hate about Georgia than just their football team and all their mouths. You ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones? Georgia Guidestones are in Elberton, Georgia. And it's kind of like Stonehenge. It's a bunch of rocks that has some messages on it about how Earth's population needs to be reduced to 500 million people. And of course, we see that rolling out now with this soft kill bioweapon they call a vaccine. But Georgia's all on board with it. And one of the things that made all this stuff we're living through now possible was the state of Georgia helping steal the election. Yeah, that's right. They put the senile one in there that couldn't even get out of his basement to campaign and beat the guy that could draw 56,000 people in Butler, Pennsylvania. And there's lots of details, but this is a football video. But it's centered on the state of Georgia. Georgia is one of the nastiest places. That's where I went to AIT when I was in the Army. They got cockroaches down there. I saw them. They're 3-4 inches long. Nasty. One time, I was driving west of Atlanta somewhere years ago, and there was some weird dude in a hearse dressed up like a vampire or something in Georgia. Yeah. And there was another time, stopped and got a piece of pizza, and it was rotten in Georgia. Everything about Georgia is rotten. And there's just nothing to like about them. Their colors for their football team are ugly. They're a bunch of racists down there. The best quarterback they've ever had on their football team, they run off because one of their baseball players was up in the stands running his hole, saying racist remarks. But, I imagine the establishment's probably giddy because they like people like that because they're a bunch of leftists. And leftists are racists. One of the things about politics, when they're pointing a finger, they got 3 pointing back at them. It's one of Zelensky's rules for radicals, that they accuse other people of what they are. And Georgia's all on board with it. Bunch of filth. And I sure am optimistic because they're due. Because they're the world famous college football team for blowing it. The only time they didn't blow it is when they had Herschel. It's amazing that Georgia doesn't have 5 or 6 natties, but they can't do it because they're losers. And they believe fiction in their fan base. They believe things like Tennessee's a, quote, bad program. No, Tennessee is not a bad program. Tennessee is an elite program. Just gone through some hard times here lately. And that's going to be rocking tomorrow. 3:30 or 2:30 Central. Prime time. Network TV. And they think they're going to roll that number 1 in there and just come out of there with a W. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. Because they're filth. They come from a state that's filth. And I think the ball's got something for them. So y'all just come on up. We'll see you tomorrow.